Hello, everyone. You've tuned into Business Today, and I'm Aakanksha. During the recent union budget, the finance minister introduced a 30% tax on all crypto and virtual asset gains and a 1% TDS on crypto transfers. It's been over a week since the 30% tax provision kicked in, and we have with us industry insiders Sathvik Vishwanath, founder of Unocoin, and Pratik Gauri, founder of Fire Blockchain, to assess the damage of the new crypto tax law. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's just dive into the questions. So my first question is for Satvik. Since you're the first crypto exchange in India, you started back in 2013. Do you have any notion that the government might bring out such a tough taxation policy on cryptocurrencies?
No, I mean, this is not the first time we have seen different stances taken by the government, right? So in 2018 as well, Reserve Bank of India had come up with a notice why they don't want to service through their banks. They don't want to service the cryptocurrency industry and its customers, etc. So here, I think it's than just the numbers of 30% or 1% TDs, etc. It's more, I would be more concerned about their view. So where they're comparing it to the gambling and betting kind of thing, so which is making it more challenging. So then, yeah, there are definitely some operational challenges. It makes it tough, but still, this is not killing the market. This is not so detrimental. It would mean that there is a new status quo that people, or new strategies that people have to eventually achieve to navigate in the taxation, where it is a little bit different from normal. That's how I say it.
Okay, thank you so much. So the next question is for Pratik. Pratik, since you're based out of Dubai, and I wanted to ask you this, why did you choose Dubai and not India? And has the UAE government been facilitating crypto and Web3 startups in a way?
So first of all, since we are a blockchain company, we're mostly decentralized. Yeah, we've headquartered out of Dubai, but of course, for a reason that the way Dubai is embraced the laws is has been very kind. For instance, they have a virtual assets regulatory authority to regulate all the assets, which I'm expecting that India should also be doing in the upcoming years, which is going to be a great move. Then they have also set up something called a virtual asset ecosystem, where they actually train companies like young founders or young companies which are coming in to actually get into the blockchain space. So they've basically embraced blockchain and cryptocurrencies and virtual assets as the new asset class, which obviously helps the economy overall, and then helps founders and helps companies actually grow. So that's been a law which has been great. And I think just on March 9, they actually announced a law. The Prime Minister of Dubai, the Sheikh, they announced a law that they're now going to regulate all cryptocurrency transactions, which I think obviously is again a very great move. So I think Dubai has been kind of positioning itself as the blockchain capital. But I've been because since coming from India, I would obviously love to see India, in fact, positioning themselves as the blockchain capital, because the kind of people, when we hire talent, for instance, the kind of people we meet in India are way more talented than we meet anywhere across the world. But I think it's going to be, as I think Sathvik was saying, we keep experiencing different kind of moves by government. But I still feel that, it's still very bullish. So I'm very bullish that India will also take a similar stance to what Dubai has been doing.
Okay, thank you so much, Pratik. Now, Satvik, since you said that this tax law is not very detrimental, but it's been observed in the past week that the trading volumes have reduced on KYC compliant exchanges, and many people have been claiming that there are loopholes that people can evade taxes via P2P markets or decentralized exchanges. Do you think that the government did not think this taxation policy through, or it could have been more thorough?
See, the taxation, I mean, when I say taxation, the income tax was always applicable for industry, right? So it is not like now it is applicable and it was not applicable till 31st of March 2022. It is not that way. So just that the numbers are different is how I see this as. And like any other business, there is always people can have different set of strategies to evade taxes, but they are doing it at their own risk. That is the reason why we call income tax payments as a self-assessment tax. You have to declare yourself, right? So not the government would know every transaction you have ever done. It's technically not possible. So given this scenario, I'm very sure government would have thought about this as well. But eventually, if you want to utilize whatever money you are getting from these kinds of trades for something good in a legitimate manner, then it is important that you declare it as your income and pay your taxes. It is as simple as that. And it is very similar to any other industry we can think of in India.
Thank you so much, Sathvik. Now, I have this question for Pratik. Since you mentioned that the talent in India is pretty better than whatever you find anywhere else, but do you think these restrictive policies of the government are indirectly going to help you? Because now people who are working in the Web3 space are going to move out of India. There's going to be a brain drain caused by the staunch crypto policies of the government.
Well, I really, I still think that, as I said, I'm still very bullish on what India is coming up with. Apart from, so because I think I'm really not afraid of the 30% regulation they've come up. In fact, I still think it's a great move because it's in a way trying to adopt virtual assets as an asset class, which we didn't see in 2018 and 19. So I still think it's a very, very bold move. And as I think he was also saying, we keep experiencing different stuff by the government, so we can experience something very cool or very good like in the upcoming years. So I'm not very afraid of that. When you talk about brain drain, I think because blockchain is so decentralized, right? So it doesn't even matter where you're operating from. Any company for that matter, you can have your headquarters anywhere, but most of the people still work from home, right? So it's not like you have to be in office. Like it's not Web 2, it's Web 3. So that I think I don't think brain drain is going to be a big thing when it comes to recruiting talent, because we still have so we currently have more than 100 employees now, and we still have like a lot of them in India. So I don't think it's going to be a brain drain problem.
No, what I meant was like I've read many of Sathvik's tweets as well, that it's not going to benefit, like if people work for other companies, even if they're working from home, it's not going to benefit the Indian economy. So Sathvik, would you want to dive into this brain drain caused by the crypto policies of the government?
That's just true. So here, people are more afraid to register their companies with headquartered in India, right? So the reason is that we are not sure how the regulations will eventually be, and even today, it continues to be quite confusing. So what's now happening is that the founders usually go out of the country and set up the companies in other countries, and then they either get the engineers from India to work abroad itself, or maybe they can ask the engineers in India to work for them. So where these people are working for a foreign company, and the economy of the other country where the headquarters is situated for that company is getting better. It's not the Indian thing, right? So Indians. So the real when I say brain drain, I'm not talking about the physical body of the person moved from India to some other country. It's more about where the value creation is happening because of the brainy engineers. And it's just like if they are in some other country, then all the value is getting created there. And maybe the entire world will continue to get benefited. But it would have been much better if India had a proper regulation in place. And that company was situated within India, so that there is more that we could give from India for the rest of the world as well. And on the other side, it's also good for the Indian economy.
So the government has been saying that the stakeholders are being consulted on the virtual digital asset law. But then there's a member of parliament who goes around saying that the 30% tax is not less, which is actually not true. He's quoting countries like Japan or USA, France, Germany, and he says that they have higher taxes. But don't you think this is misinformation, because those taxes are only for certain brackets, for the highest tax brackets, and like I said, the government is saying that it's consulting stakeholders. So you're one of the major crypto exchanges in India. So are you being consulted on the law?
Yeah, we do have some say, but it is more unidirectional, is what it looks like. And when we are talking about higher taxes, right? So we are even aware of Denmark, where the taxes go up to 58% or something like that, right? And I have not seen many countries who have created different set of taxation slabs itself just for crypto assets. It usually doesn't work that way, right? So it's generally like irrespective of how you earn money, depending upon how much you want money, you're supposed to pay the taxes. That's how it usually works. Here we used to have it a little different for gifts and for lottery tickets or like any kind of winning game shows and such things. There were there. But now this is the first time where the industry wide, if it is a normal industry like any other investment industry, where a new set of taxation rules itself is brought into picture. So yeah, the particular 30% slab that we are talking about, I continue to believe that it is extremely high. Because generally speaking, less than say 3% or 2% of the Indian population only pays that kind of taxes because of their slabs being more than 10 lakh rupees per year and such. But now, even there is someone who is making a couple of lakhs, then he is still forced to do his entire filing because he have a transactions in crypto and pay the income tax. So this is a huge, all of a sudden, huge burden that is applicable to them. And I think this the issue that we are seeing nowadays, because the reduced volumes, people are like be cautious about it. It's definitely not because of the number. It's 30, or even if there was a said 15, it would still be the same, because the people are more bothered about, okay, can I really able to find an auditor who can understand what I'm trying to do? And that is like a comparatively a compliance burden for individuals who never wanted or never have done their income tax filings in the past, because their incomes were less than 5 lakh rupees within the last few years. So yeah, this is what it looks like to me.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was great interacting with you. We discussed a lot of insightful things. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, Aakanksha.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Aakanksha. And thanks,
Thank you.
Sathvik.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.